you're here and the next gone. Facebook says little of your whereabouts. Your wallet and phone sit on the kitchen bench untouched. No matter where people look, no matter who they ask, you can't be found, you are missing. Every year in Australia, 35,000 people are reported missing to the police. That's 100 people a day. That's one person every 15 minutes. And yes, 95% of those people do return within a relatively short period of time. Some go missing again and some stay away forever. The reasons for going missing are vast. They stretch from ideas of abduction to poor emotional health to misadventure. The experience of being left behind is acknowledged by our community, yet it's poorly understood. And this study seeks to understand the ideas of hope for those left behind when someone is missing. Hope is a complex emotion. Plato refers to it as the foolish counsellor. The mythical story of Pandora's box that we all know speaks of that juxtaposition between hopefulness and hopelessness. But hope isn't necessarily a positive emotion. It sits with our ideas of how we view our past and the ways that we move towards our future. So the question remains, if someone stays missing long term, do you need to hold on to hope if you're going to survive that loss? The 25 participants of the study each shared with me their ideas of the public and private narratives of hope. The stories they told themselves, the stories they told the media, the stories that they told the community, and about what some of them did when they decided to let go of hope, because hope taunted them across that process. The results showed that hope sat along a continuum. On one end, the mum of a 22-year-old girl who had been missing for more than 25 years spoke to me about how for her, hope was waking up each day and thinking maybe today was the day that her daughter would come home. That to give up on hope was to give up on the daughter that she'd given birth to. But then on the other end of the spectrum, a mum whose son had been missing for only a decade, and I say only in the context of the other families I worked with, who spoke about the idea of perhaps driving past her son on the side of the road today, and how in the early days she would stop and go back and check if it was him. Whereas today she would continue driving, because hope for her was about sitting with the idea that perhaps he'd found the life that he was trying to lead. Hope was both optimistic and fear-inducing in the results. Most of the families lived with ideas of the physical hope for the return of the missing person, with the hope that perhaps they didn't live out their days with not knowing. The final participant, a sister of a brother who'd been missing for 3 years, said she was often greeted by people who said, "At least you've got hope." And she'd say to them, "No, because it's the hope that hurts." Thank you.
Okay, so we've got an outcome. The first prize, which is a trip to the national competition. I expect you to do the drum roll. And an iPad, which has been donated by Student Admin and Services, goes to Sarah Wayland.
Making sure I don't swear.